Hey, good morning. This is a repair attempt for Mr. Imani Taylor for our adjuster watching. You can see here where we have a wind damage shingle. You can see where it's creased at the top. I'm gonna mark it in chalk so we can see it easier on the camera. I'm gonna show you guys the tools I'll be using today. Is that all-in-one tool, the roof snake, precision nail puller for those hard to get nails, a hammer, and regular roofing nails. So without further ado, what I'm gonna use is this flat end of this roof snake like it's designed. And I'm just gonna carefully break the seals on the shingles directly above to find out which shingle this is. Now that's a far right shingle, so for the adjuster watching, you can see that there's 3 tabs and a 3-tab shingle. This will be our affected area of repair. Now I'm just going to go ahead and continue just carefully breaking these seals. Notice I'm not jamming the tool in, not being exceptionally rough. Trying to find that unsealed corner where I can pop the seals on these. Most repair guys aren't this careful. All right, and for the adjuster watching, you know that a shingle is nailed 2 courses in. The shingle's this roof's in pretty rough condition. You can see where, even just breaking the seals, we're dealing with some good granule loss. All right, and we just want to make sure that all these seals are broken. Now let's just get an overview. This, 1, 2, 3 in frame, and just move on down so we get a good before I start pulling any nails. Right, and yep, and just kind of move on down so everybody can see the condition as before these shingles before I start lifting any nails out. All right, well, this one, upon just lifting a little bit, you can see where this shingle actually just broke. Just to examine where the nails were at, the shingle just broke. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to pull the nails out. All right, and then let's get a close up of this. So I'm just going to tap it like in a brittle test, and you can see here where that shingle is just like the matting on it's just broken. You can see where that shingle's not in any good shape. You can see where the brittleness has really affected it. All right, as we go on to the next one, let's get it before that. Right, I'm just gonna lift it just slightly to be able to tell where the nail's at. Notice I'm not cranking back on the shingle or anything like that. All right, we'll give it a couple good taps, just like in a brittle test, and you can see right here, see it kind of a back up a little bit. All right, and you can see here where this fiberglass matting is also broken on this shingle. All right, and we go on to the next one. Let's get it before that. All right, we're right here. All right, before you get the during, I'm just gonna lift it just slightly, just enough to be able to dig this nail out. Notice that I'm not even lifting these shingles 45 degrees. I'm gonna give it a tap, and you can see here on this shingle where the fiberglass matting is actually cracked and broken, right? We go on to the next one. This one right here. I want to lift it just barely. That first one, just looking under it, it just pretty much just snapped the shingle. So I'm trying to be as careful as I can. You guys got the before of this one. All right, let's get the during. Just want to grab that nail. All right, and that one actually ended up pulling through. But let's get a close up of this and after. We'll give it a couple good taps, just like in a brittle test. And you can see here, following my finger up at the top, where that shingle is actually broken. Fiberglass matting is cracked on it as well. All right, as we're going on to the second course, let's look at this one. Let's get it before that. I'm gonna lift it just slightly, just enough to be able to get that nail out. And you can see where I'm just gonna kind of get all these granules. You can see all these granules on my wrist and stuff. They're really just falling off where that fiberglass matting is cracked and broken. Give it a couple good taps, and you can see on this one as well where that fiberglass matting is actually broken. The shingle is no longer functioning. All right, as we go on to the next one. Lift it just slightly. Notice I'm not even like a hammer width underneath the shingle. I'm not even 45 degrees, just enough to be able to dig this nail out to work under. Right. All right, I'm gonna pull this nail out. I'm gonna give it a couple good taps, just like in a brittle test, and you can see right here where the fiberglass matting on this shingle is actually broken as well, and the shingle is no longer functioning. And we're going on to this last shingle in the second course, right here. Let's get a good before that. Good before. All right, during. Let's just pull it out. All right. Now I'm gonna give it a couple good taps so you can see pretty clearly. Let's get some of that debris out of the way. Pretty clearly where that fiberglass matting on the shingle is broken as well. All right, and now it should just be out with the old. And then with the new, here you can see where that one nail pulled through pretty terribly. All right, so now I've got to fish for that nail. Here it is right here. Still being careful not to crank back on the shingles or anything. Now, just gonna kind of clean up my work area a little bit. I'm gonna do a visual inspection of the underlayment, right? And you can see pretty clearly here where that wind damaged shingle was, where this underlayment's actually holding moisture. This is gonna cause issues like mold, mildew, could cause potential problems for the homeowner, as this wind-driven rain from the wind-driven shingle has caused underlayment issues here. This underlayment really needs to be replaced as well. It's also over here on this side, so the wind really blew that in. All right, so let's get our new shingle. So we're out with the old and with the new, right? All right, we're gonna make sure that the reveal is correct. We're gonna make sure that the shingle fits, right? All right, and this section will be moving kind of quick. I'm just gonna be putting nails in wherever I pull one out. About 7 or 8 nails. All right. Let's get that squared away. Let's make sure it's a good fit. All right, lift up barely slightly. We're using this roof snake to minimize any lift into the shingles to install the nails. Otherwise, most repair guys would have to lift the shingle up the entire width of the hammer plus the nail to be able to get that hammer nailed in, which is why we use this tool. All right. Boom, boom. Just working our way down. Oh, and that shingle, you can see where that nail actually just bent going in. Sometimes this roof snake's a little tricky. All right, on to the next one. Well, same one actually. All right, just want to drive it home. This one here. All right, bending once again. Try that one more time. All right, just finishing off the second course. For the adjuster watching, the shingle is in pretty bad condition. After this repair was made, after the shingle was pulled out, the visual inspection of the underlayment was determined that the underlayment is holding moisture from wind-driven rain. The underlayment really needs to be replaced as well. And we were able to switch out this one damaged shingle that was here, but at the cost of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other damaged shingles. On the contractor end, this is not a repair that we can warrant or any kind of guarantee that this would stop or help the homeowner in any way. Actually, it would hurt the roof more than help it to replace the shingle. As I would have to keep going down to the ground to get another shingle here, another shingle here, another shingle here, so on and so forth. So this repair attempt has failed. We can't put our name on a repair like this. We would ask that the insurance company would not either.